Let's begin with the Leo full moon collective reading. This is a very, very powerful reading because the Leo full moon during Capricorn season is leadership upon leadership upon leadership. It is a solid foundation of leadership activations that this full moon illuminated for all of us. So let's dive into it and see what happened in the true visible sky. Okay, so here is the full visible sky from the Mastering the Zodiac website. You can look this up yourself if you're ever curious what's happening in the cosmos. But from the full moon on February 12th, 2025, you can see that the moon was full inside of Leo in the 8th house, opposing the sun and Mercury, which Mercury was right on the cusp of Aquarius. The sun was right on the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius, both in the second house. So really profound inheritance inside of us, right? The second and 8th house is all about inheritance and worth and value and what it is that we get from deep within. And when we get to speak our deepest emotional longings and our deepest emotional wisdom to the world in a way that's supportive to us and also supportive to the collective, we can really deeply inherit our birthright of support and prosperity and service in the world. Now, what do we mean by this? It's really to say that understanding ourselves as leaders and doing our self-leadership work, our self-healing, our self-understanding, getting therapy, coaching, mentorship, and also doing deep self-reflection and self-knowing exercises and practices is how we can actually create the world that we want and how we can actually attract materials, prosperity, resources, and support for the world that we wish to bring into form. But this opposing Mercury also means that we have to speak it, that we have to express ourselves, that we have to speak what it is that we value, what it is that we've processed, and be brave with it. And Leo, the full moon of Leo, has us be so incredibly brave, so bold, so fiery, so ignited within us from our soul's ignition, from our hearts leading us and guiding us forward, that we get to fully step into our fullness. And it might feel kind of scary to be in your fullest expression, to be fully you, to be seen, to be that vibrant. And this is why we need to do that deep, dark excavation work to really know and to witness ourselves for who we are and what we've lived through and what we've already moved through in our lives. And then from there, speak that out into the world. And attract other people that want to have that journey or that resonate with our journey or that are here to support us and build their own destiny and build their own mission alongside us. And, if it's not spoken, where does it go, right? Where does wisdom go when it's unspoken, when it's unsaid, when it's unwritten, right? Don't just keep it to yourself. Be a bold and fearless leader. And I don't mean fearless as in you don't have any fear. It's like fear is less important than your self being seen and your wisdom and your love for the world being expressed. So what can this kind of look like tangibly? Maybe you had conversations during this full moon that you never would have had before. Maybe you had really deep conversations and contemplations about your own leadership and what it is that you're here to speak out about. And that might have felt a little edgy to speak out about it. And this is particularly true because this opposition is creating a T-square with Uranus. And Uranus is right there on the cusp of Taurus, just leaving Aries star space. And this is all released. The T-square is released through the Scorpio Libra cusp, which is where my sun sign is. And so there's really this energy of we need to be brave by pushing our edges and being willing to be edgy and say the thing that we actually believe so that people, especially for us who are entrepreneurs and leaders and creating community and businesses and art in the world, that the people who are meant to resonate with us and meant to work with us know that we're here because we've spoken our values, our truth, our true intentions out into the world. And it really can look beautiful and it can look like art. It can look like poetry and song and deep expression and really beautiful, profound content. But we have to be willing to get out of our minds and stop overthinking it, stop trying to be perfect with all of it, and just tell the truth. Tell the truth in a beautiful way. Tell the truth in a loving way. How can you speak your truth in a way that is loving to you and loving to others, right? And how can it be so incredibly loving for you to actually say the thing that you really want to say and that you've actually moved through and been through? Be honest, right? The truth will set you free in this case, especially with this T square releasing in that Scorpio Libra space. The rising sign during this full moon was in Sagittarius, which is so fun. And because Pluto just left the Sagittarius space and is now in Capricorn, and so having this little bit of edge of having fun and socialism socialization. Maybe you can have fun with socialism. So far, it hasn't gone that way in the world. Um, that's hilarious. I could think of 100 more jokes, which is so Sagittarian, right? Because when we're thinking this deeply about our deepest work and what we've moved through and what we really want to create in the world and the resources we want to draw in so that we can create the missions and the legacies that we're here to create personally and collectively, it can get pretty serious pretty fast. And we might get really in our heads. And Sagittarius rising is here to remind us to look to the horizon, to the rising sun, look to the light, look to the newness in each day, and have fun and play. And remember that, like, the greatest philosophers are usually comedians, and that having fun and laughter along the way, and also lots of friendship and connection and joy and adventure and bliss and growth and dancing and partying and celebration, is the best way to lead yourself and celebrate your own leadership as well as the leadership of others. So remembering your joy. And the last thing I want to leave you with is there's a lot of third house energy happening during this full moon, with the North Node, Saturn, Neptune, and Venus all in Pisces in the third house. So speaking, again, this is all about speaking and expressing your deepest truth, your deepest knowing, your deepest passion, romantically, ceremonially, artistically, poetically, song, like in the song form, in the song form, you know what I mean? And it really being your destiny to let your art be seen, to let your art be heard, to let it be written, to let it be said, to let it be sang, to let it be seen. And especially if you have siblings that are also artists, encouraging them to do their art, or really acknowledging them for the art that they've done or for the inspiration that they've given you to create the creations that you do, is so important. There's also sibling healing happening during this time. So you might have had really profound shifts in empathy and compassion for your siblings. And this can be your blood relatives or like your sisters and your brothers, our collective community. It's the Leo full moon. So the whole collective, the whole family, everyone is involved. And there needs to be love and laughter and play and bold moving forward so we can all live with our inner children exalted and happy and free. And that is really what the whole point of it is. That is what the point of Leo medicine is that our inner children are happy and free and get to dance and sing and play and be fully expressed in who they are. And that means everyone gets to be that way, right? Like, freedom of speech is not just for you or me, it's for everybody. And that means accepting differences, accepting different points of view, accepting people that don't agree with you, being able to hold two emotions at once, having the complexity of being an adult, be present in your being, but the joy of your inner child be what guides you forward and leads you in life. So having a lot of creativity with your words, with your dancing, with your art, with whatever it is that you do to express yourself or deeply connect to yourself, with all that Pisces third house energy, and remembering to have healing and love for your siblings and for your collective community, because without community and without connection, what is it really all for anyway? All right, everybody, let me know what you're feeling and thinking from this Leo full moon and what it brought out in you. And I'm going to look more at the sky for today, February 13th, as we approach the end of Capricorn season and we're about to enter Aquarius season. If you'd like the rest of this reading, along with a Capricorn embodiment activation to deeply understand your personal and collective legacy that you are here to build and build a solid foundation for, and go out and be dedicated towards creating from Capricorn season and beyond, then join me inside of Cosmic Year, my 1-year True Sky, Natural Sky Astrology Embodiment Program. It's only $13 for every single activation in there, and there's 13 activations for a total of $169. And I already have a few activations in there, starting with Ophiuchus and join me for the rest of the year to receive these beautiful cosmic downloads and understanding of what each solar season means for us and you collectively. Link is down below.